So in this video, I'm going to talk about a recent ranked match where I was against Miha Chifu. I will not say that, that's a bit long. Miha, yeah, Miha. So I was against Miha, and he was not a good player. Made many beginner mistakes. So what I want to do is just to go through them and tell you what you shouldn't do in a ranked match, so you can learn from it and progress as a player. So, as a first thing, you always need to look at your surroundings. So, what we have here, we got a small wood line, then expands here. Yes, there. So it should be fine. You just need to send villagers. You should be fine in that perspective. He has cows, a lot of cows. So when he's berries, actually he doesn't have to take all the berries. So cows is something you take into account. And that's about it. Resources. Let's start. So first thing, he upgrades the speed of Stone Age workers. That's a bad call. Essentially, this upgrade takes 30 seconds to complete, and every 9 seconds you can get a villager. So you miss 3 villagers at a starting point straight away. That's not a good choice then. Although it's not pop capped, so he builds houses with 1 villager, which is fine considering, but 3 seconds of not producing is enough time for me to get a lead of 3 villagers. And you only get this upgrade for Stone Age, and then it's over. So it's not efficient. When you build the third house, you want to transition the villager to build a warehouse, but preferably near the berries and the wood line, because food is important. If you don't have enough food, you cannot produce villagers. He could have tried maybe there, but he didn't. So, and he's still not building the warehouse. Yeah. Now his wood is a bit low. Why? Shouldn't be. Should be go up? Well, it'll be fine. So I'll start. Move a bit. Yes, this one. Okay. Let me solve this a bit. He's upgrading to 2 of them. You only need the wood upgrade, because the berry bush upgrade is only if you really need it, but if you have cows nearby, which you should have vision of, well, you should send a scout around this base. It's a recommended thing to do. Send your scout around the base, see what you have, and then you will know that he has cows. So your transition villagers build a warehouse, take the cows. But he didn't, so that's just a waste of your wood, because you need wood. Wood at this stage is very important, so that's just a waste. Alright, other than that, alright, so let's skip a bit. Nothing unique. Alright, I want to focus a bit about how we build the hut, the layout. This group of buildings or huts, they do not do any purpose. Essentially, you need to block the path. But if you look carefully, they don't block anything. You can just go inside them. There's enough gap to do that. So you can just do that, and that doesn't block anything. I can send an army, completely ignoring the huts, and just go straight away to the base. And it doesn't do any protection. What you want to do is essentially block this path, block along this path, and block along this path, then block along this path, and then your temple is secure. But it didn't do that, so we wasted all of the space for nothing. This one is fine, but this one is useless. So that's something you should always take into account when you build. You want to build it in a wall-like fashion. Now, he needs to build a warehouse here and here. He's taking a fight with a tiger. That's fine. It's a bit of a loss, but that's fine. You have idle villagers. Do something. You need to tell them not to go build. That's a bad mistake. Okay, like I said, this should be much more efficient by just building a warehouse. You have cows so close to your base. That's at least 300 food each one. And you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10. That's all of this is as if you take into berries. All of the berries, and you take them much more faster if you take the cows. There's no point. Your speed for berries is only 1.3, but there you can get 1.6 or 1.5, which is more efficient. So that's just a waste of efficiency. Still no warehouse here. You just need to upgrade one little villager to get a warehouse. But for the time being, he doesn't have that food, so I can understand. But before this was upgraded, he could have built a warehouse, so that's not an excuse. His food is... let's check the villagers. 16 on berries, so he's definitely producing food. That's not enough. Now, this is very confusing. He's sending to newly produced villagers to take stone, which is very inefficient. Stone provides wood, but if you take wood, real wood, trees, that's a 1.2, right? Just for the Stone Age workers. The Bronze Age workers have 1. When they produce, take from wood, they have even more than 1.2. So that's a loss, significant loss. Okay, so food. Yes, you have 9 Bronze Age workers. You can take all of those Bronze Age workers, send them to food, and send all of those, well, to wood like it's doing. This is just not efficient. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, sending them to get food is much more efficient. And yeah, as you can see, his food is constantly at 0. He's producing, but it's not enough. So it's not being efficient. And I have vision. All of this, I know that he's not producing any army. He cannot produce because he doesn't have the food for it. And if I go to my base for a second, I have an army ready, or at least I'm preparing them, and they are fully upgraded. So I can already send something and make a mayhem in this base because he cannot defend. But no rush, in a minute my army will be upgraded, so I can send a much more stronger. Still not upgraded in the warehouse. If you had a warehouse, it would be much more better. You should have taken them, moved them to the fields to get more food. That would be much more better. Yeah, all of those mistakes of inefficiency with a micro are what can make a player lose the game. And that's a player that doesn't manage it properly. He has lots of wood for a lot of time, and he cannot do anything with it with that amount because he doesn't have food. So he cannot produce an army. Because an army requires food and wood. Well, spearmen requires. At this age, you can only get spearmen and archers and horsemen, but all of which require food. So he cannot do anything if he doesn't have food, and he doesn't have food for a long time. If you notice, I'm staying into his base. 24 roughly spearmen. They're fully upgraded. They have the armor, they have the attack speed, they have the damage. They will obliterate anything in his base. He cannot defend. So he has a one tower which you can just go through or destroy. So what he can do with what he has. 6 archers. That's not gonna protect them. Now his food is... Nah, it's not gonna matter. It's not gonna help. It's not gonna help. The only reason his food is going up is because he finished some upgrades, which took food. But that's it. Cannot do anything. Yeah. Now I'm taking down his food production. So he'll be in a worse spot. Yeah. Frankly, if I just take all of his yeah, it's pretty in the bot spot. He doesn't have any army. So now he cannot defend. He has nothing here. He doesn't have food to produce towers. That's it. That's the game. So this is really a video where a player needs to know how to defend, not how to defend, how to manage your economy. And for that you need a good micromanagement. You need to know when your resources have more than 7,000 wood, you know that it's over. That player doesn't know how to manage your economy. He should have taken his stone villagers to the food. That would have solved so many issues for his food requirements. It's just so many mistakes. No warehouse here. That's okay. He built the warehouse there. So, yeah. But you can see, my army skipped the buildings. I didn't even look at them. Straight away took down his villagers, his wood line there, his villagers there, and straight away destroyed this building because nothing was stopping me. There were no defenses outside. So I hope you learned something from this. Manage my crew. And if this is Miha, watches this video. Hope he learned something so he can improve. Alright, have a good day. If you like this video, consider subscribing, liking and sharing. Alright, see ya.